Hey, this is John Matthews. I am the president and CEO of Gray Cat Enterprises, and I'm going to talk to you about a fairly important thing that I think for the multi-store chain operator, and that is maintaining and creating a master store database. So what is a master store database? Well, if you think about it, you probably have a bunch of stores that are different sizes, different shapes. Maybe you did some acquisitions, you bought somebody else's stores, and you're trying to figure out, okay, we want to launch a new coffee program or a new food service program, but you don't really have your stores mapped out. You don't know what they look like. You don't know if you have enough electrical. You don't know how you're going to implement it. And then ultimately it shows up to the stores and the manager makes the decision what they're going to do. So they're going to say, where does this go? And so what a store database is intended to do is to minimize those issues. It also can be kind of a central repository for all of the items listed here. So you could have all your real estate items for each store, your financials for the stores, environmental records, investment decisions, capital expenditures that you've made there, store photos, all the utility information, have everything all in one central repository, store by store. So here are a few examples. So if you're thinking about initially, what is the overall facility? Do you have a site plan for each location? Do you have a store floor plan for each location? You've got both the interior and the exterior kind of mapped out. That way you can determine, boy, we have a lot of space in these half dozen stores, but these stores, we're going to run into issues if we just launch a program out to each and every store. Store equipment is a big one. You can have a runaway kind of assortment of equipment that's out in the stores, and you have to understand what are the makes of each of these pieces of equipment, what are the models, do you have the serial numbers, are some in warranty and not in warranty, what are the age of some of these pieces of equipment. So again, as your store count grows, I'm sure you'll have a cacophony of store equipment that's out in the field. Financial history is another great thing to have tagged to each individual store. What has been the sales performance, the margin performance, the expenditure performance? When you've spent money on capital, what is the return on projects that you do for this particular store? What are the environmental costs associated with this store? So every store gets kind of a financial slice to that. And what you're really looking for is, can you bunch some of your stores together? Can you roll out programs to like stores? And you could look at it from a physical standpoint. You got big stores, medium stores, small stores. You've got demographic stores. You got urban stores, suburban stores, truck stops, rural stores. You've got age of stores. Do you really want to spend a lot of money on a store that's 25 years old versus spending money on a store that might be 5 years old? Things along those lines help you determine what you want to do. This is probably my favorite part, is actually going in and taking pictures of each and every store. And I'm not just saying take random pictures, but actually have a schematic, have a plan. So picture number 1 is the same for every store. Picture number 12 is the same for every store. So if you wanted to look at the food service that you have at each and every one of your stores, and I've got it over there to the right, that picture number 12 is a picture of the food service, you can easily sort by that picture number to understand what you have as far as an offering at each and every store. So this is something that I think is very critical in being able to quickly assess what the availabilities are. So in summary, it can be daunting to kind of go out there, especially if you have hundreds of stores. If you have a couple dozen, you can get this done over a couple of months by going out to the stores and actually accumulating all this information. It's going to help you when you try to figure out, what do we want to do? So identifying new projects to roll out to the field, but also a justification of those projects based on past performance or size or what you currently have in the trade area. So my name is John Matthews. I'm the president and CEO of Gray Cat Enterprises. If you think I can help you set up your master store database, give me a call at the number below. Take care.